Greetings and salutations, Second Star Right, back with more Raid Shadow of Legends, and on screen we have Basher. Basher is Epic Skinwalker, also fusion food for Cancer the Cyclone. If you did not finish your Cancer fusion and you have Basher laying around and you're wondering, is this a champion that I can use for anything? What use does Basher have? I've used this champion and now he's just going to guard my vault. What's the deal? I had those same concerns about Basher. I drew him a while ago, a couple months ago, from a Void Shard. I was not pleased because, of course, I wanted Madame Ceres, and so anything that's not Ceres shaped, in my view, is worthless. So, again, that's just my prejudicial feelings right now because I'm still Ceresless after all this time. But, so let's look at Basher. Let's not try to let that influence myself, right? The commenter pointed out that, hey, you should probably take a look at Basher. He's not that bad. So I did, and you know what? He's not that bad. His design is terrible. I mean, I don't know. I'm many years removed from, elementary school art class, so maybe I don't remember my color wheel. But I can't identify this. What is that? Is that kind of like a burnt lavender? Like, I don't even know. I think this color occurs in nature. But anyway, it's a bad design because not only do I not know what it is, it's kind of all the same, right? There's not very much contrast, not very much variation. His armor is the same color as his skin, which is just very visually repugnant. Again, I do not like this champion's design at all. I like the skin. He's basically a repainted Yaga the Insatiable, but Yaga the Insatiable is cool looking, and Basher just kind of looks very, very Walmart, very TJ Maxx. Not a big fan of the way Basher is designed. It's a waste of a good looking skin otherwise. But anyway, enough with aesthetics. What is his skill set? Basher is actually super cool, especially for Arena. I did not bring him in Arena because he's only level 50, and I'm going to get my ass stomped if I try to bring level 50 into Arena for the most part, unless you're speed boosting, right? Excuse me. But anyway, Basher, his skill set lends himself particularly well to crowd control. So let's look at what he does. Okay, first off, his A1. Now this is super interesting. His Splintering Bash is what it's called. Attacks an enemy with a 75% chance of placing the big version of Weaken for 2 turns. Okay, 75% chance on an A1 is unheard of, outside of legendaries. And even a lot of them are only 50%. 75% chance to place something is amazing. A lot of times you have to book an A1 fully just to get to 35%. So an all-natural 75%, now you can't get it any higher than that, but you can increase the damage, but it doesn't do a lot of damage, so I probably wouldn't do that. But 75% chance on an A1 is really, really amazing. And a Weaken is a pretty good debuff too. It's better the higher level you are. It scales better on the top end than it does on the bottom end, but still, 75% chance of putting in the big version of Weaken on an A1 is amazing. Really strong A1. Stinging Blast is his A2, and actually it works in conjunction with his A3 pretty interestingly. It's on a 4-turn cooldown. You can get down to 3 turns, but it's an AoE. It increases the cooldown of all of the target skills by 2 turns. All skills by 2 turns. Let's compare that to, say, Sinesha, who has this on a single target, and it's only 1 skill. So this is actually a really powerful A2. All target skills by 2 turns. Now, graphically, it doesn't really show you that it's done it, right? So that kind of is a bummer. He'll attack you like, did it land the hits? So you don't really know. It does not have a percent check. It only has an accuracy check, a resist check. But still you can't really see it. But if your opponents are not doing their special abilities, you kind of know that it landed. All right. Cause Fear is kind of like the lower version of this. Attacks 4 times at random. A 75% chance of placing a block buffs debuff for 2 turns. Okay, I like and I dislike the 4 times at random. Alright, 75% chance of placing the block buffs. Block buffs is nice, and again, very good in Arena, and can be good in waves leading up to bosses, and also good in the Magic Keep. This does actually, the block buff does land on the Magic Keep boss, so it will prevent her from putting up her shield. It does not, however, work like in the Spirit Keep, because the Spirit Keep boss will heal, but she removes all the buffs first. So kind of a hassle in Spirit Keep, and I kind of wish that it would work there to give him a bit more utility. But it works in the Magic Keep, so if you don't have like a Mystic Hand or whatever, this guy can do it for you. And he has a much higher chance of landing too. So excellent in the Magic Keep, excellent in Arena, and you can get it down to a 4-turn cooldown, and you can get the chance up to 100%. So, and also it works even better on boss fights too, because it does attack 4 times then against one target. So, you know, there's good and bad with his A3, but I think it's mostly good. But that A2 is amazing, and 70% chance on A1. This guy has some very, very good skills. And all ally hit points in all battles by 25% isn't too bad, right? It's half of Lord Chamfort, but, you know, that's a legendary. This is an epic, so if you need a little bit of hit point boost, he can help you there too. Alright, so how I have him geared is speed and accuracy. You probably want more accuracy than speed, but I got him up to 200, and at level 50 with 5 Ascensions. I know I'm only going halfway through the dungeons, so it doesn't really matter at this point. Accuracy at 200 at this level is just fine. If you're going to 6-star him, you probably want to go up to 250, you know, 300 if you can push it, because you definitely want those debuffs to land. And if you're going to arena him, you're definitely going to want to stack the speed too. So this is definitely an accuracy speed champion for arena. That's where he shines. Unfortunately, I don't have him at that level. I do have another Basher, and maybe at some point, I'm mad at arena right now, so I'm not trying to focus on it. It's kind of irritating me, so I'm kind of staying away as much as I can, just kind of getting my 5 or 6 battles in a day, and that's it. But but if that was something you wanted to pursue, Basher is really, really good to throw off your opponent's ability to do anything for 2 turns. Kind of amazing. Okay, so moving on, let's look at his total stats and see how I have him going through this dungeon. 22,000 hit points, 1,500 attack, 1,200 defense, 156 speed, 113% critical rate. I don't know why I went overboard there, but I guess that's the way the gear landed. And 124% crit damage. And again, as the aforementioned, 200% accuracy. And I did bring him up to the first 2 tiers of mastery, as I always do, because it's only like 4 fights, 5 at the max, to get those 100 scrolls. So I can get the extra crit rate, crit damage, and in this case, accuracy. Good old Basher. Alright, so let's take him into Ice Golems. I love the Ice Golems, and we will see what he can do. If I can find my media source. There we go. Alright, so first off, he lands it, and you saw the messages go by, increase skill timer. So we know he landed them, so that's good. Of course, we bullied through everything. This is only level 13. I just wanted a showcase. Again, I always talk about level 13 in these dungeons. It's the first time you can get 6-star gear. When you're pushing your level 50s, this is kind of where you want to be. And these guys are all level 50. So let's just show it. And they have mediocre gear, and a lot of these guys aren't totally built. Like Lord Chamford's not really built for anything. Cythalia's not really built for anything. Battle Sage is okay. Gorgrab is okay. I just do them for videos. I don't even actually use these when I'm playing myself. This is only to show, you know, how to team comp to push content, right? So Basher's doing his thing. If this is the first video you're watching and first time you see this team comp, Gorgrab is for speed, heals, buffs. Lord Chamford has a massive hit point boost when he's a leader. Cythalia cleanses and speeds and heals, and Battle Sage cleanses and gives a res, but it's kind of like a bad AI res, but it's there, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But we're here to talk about Basher. He does not do a whole lot of damage. That isn't really what he's here for, but he did manage to land 3 hits on the minion and knock him out. That was probably his A3, obviously. So as we see, he's usually hitting under 10,000 on his A1, and you saw that he's around 1,200 attack. So he's not really designed for that. He's really here for the debuffs, 11,000. So, but just to give you an idea of where he fits in damage-wise, that's kind of all you can really expect from him. He's not really here to that's not his purpose. His purpose here is to make it so that they can't do their special abilities. It does not work on the minions particularly well, because they're not buffing each other. They're only debuffing you, and their abilities are on their A1. So you can't extend their timer. So his A2 isn't going to work. But that's okay. It did definitely help with the waves. We blew through the waves very fast. Something that we didn't see is that the two terror beasts, they put up a reflect damage, and the reflect damage can, when you're very strong, impacts you very poorly, and he can block that buff. So with an AoE block buffs on the terror beasts, they make it so that they can't shriek and they can't put up their reflect damage, and that makes you go through that wave much easier. Now that's more important on the higher levels than necessarily maybe at this level, because you're not putting out as much damage. Like when you're on level 20 of this and you have like a super team of 6 stars ascended with massive gear and you're dealing massive damage, you get massive damage reflected back on you, right? And so it can be kind of a pain in the butt to get through that level. But if you're blocking that buff, then you don't have to worry about it. So that's where he comes in. He can really help with certain champions that certain opponents that are particularly problematic with their buffs. So, and then he was able to land the final hit on the boss. So he did end up doing, he was the DPS leader of this group, but again, he's really the only one designed even partially for that in this whole group. These are all support groups, but still doing almost 400,000 damage, 375k is not bad. We got through it in less than 4 minutes. Again, for all level 50s on Ice Golems 13, it's not too shabby. He's void, so there's no shenanigans with his damage with an opposite affinity. So he's a good champion. He can really help you through the waves. He shines the most and shines brightest in the arena. Unfortunately, I don't have him arena ready, but take my word for it. Having block buffs and setting all skills for 2 turns on cooldown is amazing. That's if you can nuke in 2 turns and they can't do anything, you're going to win every time. So Basher can really, really help you in that regard in arena. So if you're having troubles there, and I know a lot of people are, and you want to focus on really making a Basher fast and accurate, I could probably bring you up those ranks pretty nicely. All right, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if you're a big Basher fan, or if you are interested in building one now, or if you said, hey, I've used them for my Cancer the Cyclone, so maybe next time. I'd like to hear about it and see what's going on. Join the Discord. Throw me a like if you enjoyed the content, and definitely subscribe if you want to see more. Work has been insane lately, but I will squeeze up videos as often as I can because I enjoy it and it's fun. And I like talking to all you guys. So feel free to join in the conversation on Discord, in the comments, what have you. I will respond as often as I can. And you guys, take care, have fun, and enjoy.